What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another Bracketology episode with your favorite bracketologist, me, at least I hope I am. And we have a new update for you guys, and we've got all the teams, all the updates for you, and there will be picks in this video. You guys know how it works, so let's just get right into it. Let's see, your current 1 seeds. They haven't changed for a while until this week. Gonzaga and Baylor have stayed at these 2 spots the entire season. Michigan has stayed at 1. Houston. I switched Houston and Villanova. Mostly because Houston has played more games and they are higher in efficiency rating. And to be honest, they've just looked better to me. So I moved Houston to the 1 line, Villanova at the 2 line. Other 2 seeds include Texas, Illinois, Ohio State, who's been looking very impressive. They are now ranked in the top 10. They have a date with Iowa coming up, and Villanova. 3 seeds are Virginia, who just got embarrassed by Virginia Tech, Alabama, Iowa, and the aforementioned Virginia Tech. The 4 seeds are West Virginia, Mizzou, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma. 5 seeds, Florida State, Tennessee, who just suffered a bad loss to Ole Miss, Wisconsin, and Creighton. 6 seeds, Clemson, who's got a good win against North Carolina, Kansas, who's been falling fast, Purdue, and Drake, who is ranked now, as they should be. Congratulations, Drake. Hope you guys can keep your undefeated season alive. 7 seeds are Xavier, Minnesota, who just lost to Purdue, Florida, who's been looking very good as of late. They beat West Virginia, and they've been looking a lot better, and UCLA. 8 seeds, St. Louis, USC, North Carolina, and Louisville. 9 seeds are Rutgers, UConn, Boise State, Colorado State. 10 seeds, Colorado, LSU, who suffered a heartbreaking loss to Texas Tech, Indiana, St. Bonaventure. 11 seeds these are your last 4 in: Oregon, San Diego State, Duke, and VCU. And then your other 2 11 seeds are BYU and Stanford. And the rest are just your conference winners. You guys know how it works. So let's do the first round, shall we? Those are the play-ins, by the way. Morgan State, South Dakota State, Prairie View, and yeah, you guys know how it works. All right, let's look at this side of the bracket first. Okay. Here are my picks for this side. I'm going to go with Gonzaga over the I'll go with Gonzaga over the 16 seed. I'll take actually, I'm going to switch this one. I'm going to take St. Louis. St. Louis, there are some analytics that like them. They're up there in some of the efficiency ratings. They've been looking tough. I think they'll get it together by the time the tournament comes around. I think they should be able to beat UConn. I don't really think UConn is that great of a team. I'll take Creighton over Winthrop. Winthrop was undefeated until they lost to a quad 4 team, UNC Asheville. So not a good look not a good look for Winthrop. I'll take West Virginia over UNC Greensboro. This game could give them problems. I feel like West Virginia always struggles with teams they shouldn't, but they rise to the occasion against good teams. So we'll see about that. I'll take BYU over Clemson. Did you know that Clemson is actually ranked in the top 10 in luck rating on Ken Palm's rankings? Yes, they are. I'm going to take BYU. Yeah, they're like not high at all on efficiency ratings, but they have a really high luck rating, which is just like, and like a lot of the other tournament teams have a very average luck rating. Illinois actually has a well below average luck rating, but Clemson's really high up there, so I'm going to take BYU. I'm not high on Clemson. I'll take Iowa over Coastal Carolina. I'll take the Bonnies over UCLA. I like what St. Bonaventure has. They're one of, if not the best teams in the Atlantic 10. And I do think that they're a really good, strong tournament team, and I don't trust the Pac-12 at all. Take Villanova over Liberty. Take Michigan over UMBC. Take Colorado State over Louisville. Belmont, they're 18 or 19-1, but they aren't very high up there in analytical ratings, so I'm actually going to take Florida State. Take Oklahoma over Western Kentucky. Give me Drake. They're cooking with gas right now. You do not want to mess with America's team. Yes, they are America's team for the people that were wondering. I think they could easily beat either one of these two teams. I'll take Virginia over Long Island. I'll take Minnesota over Colorado, and give me Texas over UC Santa Barbara. To the other side we go. Okay. I'm going to take Baylor over the 16 seed play-in. I'll take Rutgers over USC, Wisconsin over VCU. I'm going to take Colgate over Mizzou. Mizzou, they actually do not have a very good efficiency rating. They're sort of middle of the pack, and their team, I feel like, could be upset. Colgate actually is ranked 15th in the net rankings. A lot of analytics like Colgate and the way they play. They almost upset Tennessee the last March Madness around. They're better. I think Colgate's a team to watch out for. And I'm not high on Mizzou. Give me Kansas over Stanford. Give me Tech over Northeastern. This was a close one between Florida and Indiana. I'm going to take Florida, though. Indiana's kind of a one-man show with Trace Jackson Davis. I think Florida's more well-rounded with Colin Castleton and Trey Mann. Give me Ohio State over Siena. I'll take Houston over Grand Canyon. This was a close one between North Carolina and Boise State, but I'm going to take UNC. I'm going to take Toledo over Tennessee. Toledo actually ranks top 10 in offensive efficiency. Tennessee, number 2, of course, in defensive efficiency, but their offense is terrible. They've had many games they just haven't scored many points at all. Their offense is just absolutely abysmal. I think Toledo beats them. I'm going to take Loyola Chicago over Texas Tech. Texas Tech, they play this really close. They play this staunch, this defensive style of play. Loyola Chicago, on the contrary, is actually 6th in defensive efficiency, and they rank in the top 30 in offense. They're actually 16th in the net, and they're in the top 20 in total efficiency margin. Them and Drake are both really good teams. I'm going to take Loyola Chicago. Give me Purdue over the play-in. Give me Alabama over Wright State. LSU over Xavier, and Illinois over Abilene Christian. Shall we move on? I think we shall. Okay. I'll take Gonzaga over St. Louis. Creighton over West Virginia. This is a coin flip for me. Creighton has a better efficiency margin. I'll just take Creighton. Give me Iowa over BYU. Give me Villanova over the Bonnies. Take Michigan over Colorado State. I'll take Oklahoma over Florida State. Oklahoma actually became the first team in 6 years to beat 3 top 10 teams in a row. And they almost beat Texas Tech, but they just couldn't hang on at the end. So I think Oklahoma's a force to be reckoned with. Take Drake over Virginia. This team's cooking with gas, man. You don't want to mess with them. They've been looking really, really good. And the Missouri Valley is no conference to sneeze at. They're actually a pretty good conference. They're not like they don't just play nobodies. There are some pretty decent teams in that conference. So what Drake's been doing is highly impressive. I think Minnesota over Texas. I feel like Texas is a real off and on team. I don't know. I just think Minnesota's a dangerous team, especially with, what's his name? Carr. I forgot his name, but he's really good. I think Minnesota could pull an upset in this game. Going to the top here. Okay, I'm going to take Baylor over Rutgers, Wisconsin over Colgate, Tech over Kansas, Ohio State over Florida, Houston over North Carolina, and I'll take Toledo over Loyola. Give me Alabama over Purdue and Illinois over LSU. Illinois, in particular, has been looking very impressive. They beat Indiana, a tough Indiana team in overtime, and they did beat Iowa last Friday, so they're looking like a very strong team indeed. Now, shall we go to the Elite Eight? I think we shall. Okay, I'm going to have Gonzaga over Creighton, Iowa over Villanova. They're second in offensive efficiency, and I really don't think Villanova is that great of a team. They haven't played that many games. Their only loss came to Virginia Tech really early on in the season, but they haven't really played that much. I just think a lot of teams have proven more, and I like the way Iowa plays. Garza's a monster. I think they should have no problems there. I'm going to take Oklahoma over Michigan. I don't know. I like Oklahoma. They play as a team. They're unselfish. They pass the ball a bunch. I don't really think Michigan's that great. I mean, we'll have to see when they get to the really, really tough competition in the Big Ten. I just think Oklahoma's proven to me a little bit more. I'll take them. I'll take Drake over Minnesota. Going to this side. I will take Houston over Toledo. I thought about taking Toledo, but I can't. I'll take Houston. I'll take Illinois over Alabama. Baylor over Wisconsin, and I'll take Virginia Tech over Ohio State. Tech has gotten it done against some really, really good teams. They beat Villanova and they beat Virginia. This team has been rising to the occasion in some of these really tough games. Now, let's go to the Final Four. Oh, you didn't see that. I'm going to take Gonzaga over Iowa. Screw it. I'm going to take Gonzaga over Iowa. Drake over Oklahoma. Look, they're undefeated. Why should I pick against them? Unless they run into like a really, really good team, which is very possible. But they're cooking with gas, man. I love what Drake's got going. I mean, they're full of studs. I'll take Houston over Illinois. I like Houston, very efficient. A lot of analytics like them. I'm really high on Houston. They're rolling. They lost to Tulsa in like November, but since that, it's been all Cougars. They're rolling. I'll take Baylor over Virginia Tech. And we've seen this before. I'll take Gonzaga over Drake, Baylor over Houston, and this is the matchup everyone's just anticipating in the championship. This is not like college football where it's like, oh, we know what two teams. These two teams have never Gonzaga's only made it to one championship. Baylor, I don't think, has ever even made the Final Four before. So don't act like, oh, we know what the championship's going to be, because March is crazy. But I do think this is what we'll end up having, and I just think Baylor is unstoppable. I mean, Gonzaga will be the closest team to be able to stopping them, but I mean, I don't know. They're unselfish. They don't have one leading scorer that just they have to rely on. They can rely on Jared Butler if they need to, but Maceo Teague, and they just got a ton of studs. They pass the ball. They play tremendous defense. They're third in offense, third in defense. They're the most well-rounded team in the country. And I think they're going to be cutting the nets down in Indianapolis. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.